Alright guys, I'm gonna play Heroes of the Storm now a little bit, and I have Nova as the character for today to give you a bit of gameplay experience. The alpha has been released today, and so we can finally play the alpha version. Cursed Hollow is the map. There are currently 4 maps in the Battleground cycle, and well, the 4 maps that we already know, but they are completely randomized, so right now we have Cursed Hollow. So I myself play as Nova, and apparently we have an Abathur Diablo, we have also Uther and Falstad. Pretty cool team. Crib actually in the team as well, so let's see if we can win this one. At the beginning of the game, you actually have to choose between 4 of your talents, and usually with Nova right now I go either for the increase of the snipe range or the path of the wizard, which gives you a little bit more mana and hit point regeneration every single time. So that's what we're currently going for, trying that out a little bit. And well, as you obviously know, if you followed the rest of the Heroes of the Storm coverage that we had so far, experience is global. There are no items. Experience is kind of the only in-game currency that you have. Now let's look a little bit how exactly this game is going to go. With Nova, we have our 4 talents down here. Of course, our 2 skill shots, or 1 skill shot basically. That's the snipe, as you can see here. Works like this. Then we have our W, which is the pinning shot, and can just target any target right away. We're completely cloaked, as you can see right now, so there's of course a bit of a blur when we move. But heroes don't know that. He, for example, doesn't know that. I didn't know that there are 3 of them, and that is gonna be feed. Oh no, feed! Oh wow! Alright, I totally didn't see 3 of them coming, so that was definitely not what I was up for. But didn't we actually kill one? I think we killed one, to be honest. Maybe the towers killed him or someone else was there. I don't know what exactly happened, but well, that was a lot closer than I hoped for. I actually thought there was only false at the beginning. I'm like, okay, awesome, I can show you immediately how to actually kill something. But nope, that didn't work out that way. Alright, so at the beginning of the game it's a little bit slower pace, but in the end it's all about the mission objectives, which on Cursed Hollow is of course gathering those tributes that spawn every now and then, and that's when most of the time all of the people in one team immediately just go straight to the tribute and try to gather that, so that's when all the team fights occur. At the beginning it's just leveling a little bit. Experience, as mentioned before, is global, so you always want to have 1 hero on each lane at least. With the cloaking here, you can lay a couple of really funny traps. The decoy is always tanking some damage, which is cool, and we can annoy the hero also a little bit.
An ally has been slain.
Range. Ah, he dodged that quite nicely. It's actually really surprising to me that even though the alpha is on a US server from Korea, the lag is not all that big. So I don't really have a lot of delay here, which is pretty awesome. And I think that's probably because there are not that many people playing just yet. But hey, I take it. As you can see, we have another talent now that we hit level 4, and you can just have a quick look at that. I'm gonna skill that a little bit later so that you can read through them. I've experimented a little bit with Nova, but I haven't really found like the perfect skill tree for me just yet. With most of the hero, you can go down different paths. You can go a little bit more tanky, you can go more glass cannon style. But with Nova, I'm still experimenting a little bit what exactly I want. The range is always nice, but in the end, in most of the team fights, it doesn't really come to that. So I've been experimenting a little bit more with poison, but let's get the focused attack for this time. It's one of the few that I usually don't get all that much, just to try it out a little bit. So you can check your talents later on as well, like the talent trees, for example. Here you can see the ones that we already chose and the ones that you will get. The next one hits with level 7 and level 10 then. When at level 10 you also get your heroic ability, of course. So that's kind of what it's like right now. You can already see that we have a couple of team fights down at the bottom here for my team. But we are just trying to soak up the XP in the middle. We have Diablo all the way up the top here, who's trying to do exactly the same thing. The skills don't drain too much mana. I think that's gonna change a little bit. Abathur apparently don't realize that it's really about the experience here. With the towers, they should be able to get that. And I actually have company. Well, he doesn't really catch me just yet, but he sees me. Slow him. Let's see if we get away. Yep. With Nova, it's basically... I got the monster. With Nova, is all about like being that damage dealer. So what you really want to do is just stay behind a tank, behind Diablo, for example, and make that work. A lot of people, against him I really have a huge problem because he's really good at closing the gaps between us. So with the dwarf there, I have to be quite careful.
Has been slain.
We'll actually go for the explosive in the area. Let's see if we can actually dish some more damage to him. Yeah, the problem what he was mentioning earlier is that if a team, of course, decides to go like 4 or 5 hero in one lane, then it's pretty difficult to hold that off, but at the same time they're giving up on experience on other lanes. So usually you just try to play defensive on that lane then, and then have heroes on the other lane so that you can get the experience. Alright, there we go, mounting up because we have the tribute spawning, just signaling to the team that we should really try to get that.
Loud and clear.
Let's hope that they agree.
On the offensive.
Well, there are only three of them and only one of me. That's not gonna work. Okay, so my team apparently decides that it's not worth it to get the tribute, which is a little bit sad, but there's nothing that I can do about that. 3 tributes, they already have 2, means that they will get the curse on us, and with the curse our creeps here will only have 1 hit point and the towers and the forest don't shoot. So that's never a good thing for your team, as you can obviously imagine, meaning usually that you lose a couple of towers and fours and a lot of experience if the team that gets the curse off pushes properly and doesn't waste too much time. I can't really do a whole lot here unless I abandon my lane, so it's a little bit sad. It would be better if I had a bit more freedom here and maybe another hero in the lane so I could run around and try to gank someone. As an assassin class is kind of what you want to do, but I don't have a lot of escape mechanisms, so the invisibility is kind of the only thing that I can really rely upon. Snipe does quite some damage, so I can at least try to keep those heroes at bay. But as you can see, it's just all about trying to get the damage done. I'm a bit squishy as Nova, that's the problem. So as I mentioned before, you want to stay behind a tank if possible and then get your shots off, especially once you hit the ultimate, which is triple trap. That's at least the one that I'm going to take. You have, of course, the choice between 2 ultimates, heroic abilities as they are called in Heroes of the Storm. So there we have another tribute. There we go, triple trap. That's the one that we choose right away. Let's hope that my team actually decides that it's worth it to get the tribute this time. Maybe I can actually help out down here and get them a kill before we head in there. Tribute is about to spawn, but no, nobody in there, so let's see. Trying to get the tribute. Yeah, not quite. The Abathur jumps into me. Yeah, therefore we get them. Okay, so that thing over me, by the way, this Abathur, so he can basically jump into another hero and then assist with his own skills. You can see the shield, for example, that he's currently giving. And shit, they actually managed to pull that one off there. That's exactly what I mean with it being squishy. Like 4 heroes come in and there's no support for my team, except for Abathur, so I can't do anything. Like crit down here, and the Uther didn't do too much. Uther was probably not close enough to heal me, or he would have done that. That's really bad for us now. If they get that 3rd tribute, the curse will be upon us, and that's not good. That's not good at all, guys. So you spawn back at the Nexus, and then with your mount, you can make your way back to the scene of the crime. And the mount is, in my case, like a pony. I didn't get anything else. That's the standard mount that you have. It's basically used to out of combat move you across the map. Okay, let's try to get the tribute because we really need that thing. No. Okay, we got that one. That's nice. Stole that. But Abathur is going down for that one.
An ally has been slain.
Nothing to do here. If I do anything, I'm being revealed, and you saw earlier how squishy Nova actually is. So yeah, that's definitely her biggest liability. Like you don't have a lot of getaway skills. The only thing that you can really rely upon is usually your invisibility, and for that to work you have to stay out of the fight a little bit. So if they suddenly gank you and you didn't see it coming, then you have a big problem. But at least we're gathering a bit of experience here. Mercenaries incoming, that's another thing in Heroes of the Storm. That's the first time that you are actually seeing that game. Mercenaries work very different than they do in other games than LoL or Dota, as you don't have gold, and you don't have individual hero experience. So mercenaries are defeated and then they fight for your team, as you can see here. So the opponent defeated those knights and they are fighting for them right now, which is for us more than only a little bit annoying because those boys are actually quite strong. And that will do quite some damage, especially since my team once again decides that they are not assisting with the defense. And there are now 3 heroes, so that's a pretty strong push, and there's not a whole lot that I can do, especially as the raid is about to die. Yeah, they are just moving in here. and the tribute
Fort
spawn.
destroyed.
I'm actually not quite sure what the rest of the
Choose
team is
a
currently
talent.
doing, because like Diablo is pushing at the top, but we have a bit of a problem here right now. They're even getting the tribute, like nobody cares. Nobody really cares. I have no clue what they're doing. They're pushing top. Alright, abandoning me middle, but let's try to do what we can. That's Reyna. Trying to go in. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm absolutely dead. There's nothing to do
You
here.
have been slain.
Alright, it's an interesting strategy that they're running
Choose
there.
a talent.
I hope that it's gonna be worth it. Like, they killed, I think, well, not too much. So, right now we have to deal with this with a curse. Like, having the mercenary camp and the curse against you at the same time couldn't really be worse. This game is not looking good, I'm not gonna lie to you there. With those over here, what I'm usually going at, I actually think I'm going for the spell sheet this time. Usually I try to play a little bit more aggressive and more like a damage dealer with Nova, but in this game, I mean, we are getting slaughtered here. This is absolutely brutal what's currently happening. Yeah, trying to do something, but this is not happening. I mean, can maybe kill like one or two, we get at least him, but they might just throw us here. We get another kill in maybe. No,
Your palace is
no,
under
that's
attack.
super fast game actually, one of the fastest that I played so far. And you can see already how that works. So if you don't deal with the objectives on the map, then you
Defeat.
have, in my opinion, very few chances to win the game. You saw what happened, like 2 times the team didn't really react to the tribute spawning on the map, then the opponent's team captured the mercenaries, nobody really reacted and helped out middle, they got the curse off, and then with the help of mercenaries and curse and the team just pushes in. We have 2 of our heroes or 3 of our heroes try and counter push top for whatever reason, and then they just go through. Like, this is definitely one of the fastest games that they played. Like, they completely annihilated us. That might have been a stacked team there. But this is basically what happens when you don't deal with the objectives on the map, and it shows very well that the game does play out very differently from Dota and LoL. So, just a bit of an idea of how to play with Nova here. I couldn't really show you too much, so I'm probably going to record another Nova video in the future, but that gives you a bit of an idea how Heroes of the Storm works right now, and a bit of gameplay information that we didn't have so far just yet. So I hope that you enjoyed it, even though we lost the game. And if you have any questions, of course, just leave me a comment on YouTube and I'll answer those as soon as I can. Subscribe to the channel, I'm definitely going to upload a lot more Heroes of the Storm content very soon. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Have a good one, bye bye.